The following is a commercial presentation on behalf of Vision Cruise.
Welcome to the show. I'm Carly and this is John. Well, we have got an extra special show in store for you today because we are combining your cruise holiday with a trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train. Now, this is the train that takes you through the Rocky Mountains in Canada between Banff and Vancouver, and the things you see on the way are just incredible. And that's going to be combined on today's show with some 5-star luxury cruising as well around Alaska. Wow. But first of all, to tell us a little bit more about the Rocky Mountaineer train, because he's been fortunate enough to go on board, it's our very own John.
Thanks so much indeed, Carly. When you get on board the Rocky Mountaineer train, the first thing that you'll notice is, first of all, the seats are luxurious and they're wide and there's plenty of space and there's loads of leg room. They're the first thing you'll notice. The second is the huge windows so you can see outside. The next thing that you'll absolutely be bowled over about is the service that you receive on board. You're going to get wonderful food, breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea on board. There's an open bar that just keeps coming backwards and forwards all the time. The food is incredible. Forget sandwiches and all that. No, it's served to you. Or if you're in Gold Leaf, you go to the restaurant. And it's all cooked on the train. It's the most wonderful experience ever. Then there's the scenery, what you came for. And my goodness, you sit there, and what they have is they have people across all the carriages, hosts, and they all have these little earpieces in, and there's a lookout right throughout the train. And when they see anything, they tell the lookouts, and then they'll tell you, coming up in a few moments' time on our left-hand side, there's going to be a bear. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's an eagle nesting on a tree on the right-hand side in a few moments' time coming up. And it means you can, and everybody is so sociable on the train. You'll get to know everybody around you. It's one of the most sociable things I've ever done. I always said it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime things. But you know what? Now I've done it, I want to go back.
Well, we are going to start out with this first itinerary, combining your trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train with a 5-star luxury cruise with Princess Cruises on board the Star Princess. We'll be showing you around a Princess Cruise in just a few moments, but first of all, let's take a little look at what you could expect on board the Rocky Mountaineer.
This is where it, for me, started. This is the train station in Vancouver. You can go one way or the other. You'll be doing the opposite way around on this particular trip. But so what happens is you get piped on board. First of all, the train whistle goes and then you get piped on board. It's a tradition. You get on board and do you see what I mean about the windows? Do you see what I mean about the seats? The wide seats? The train is absolutely incredible as you go along. You start off, and do you see what the sociability of it is, where people stand up and talk, and it's just so incredible. It really is. Then the mountains get bigger and better.
We are a daylight train that travels from Vancouver into the Rockies or in the opposite direction, so really showcasing a lot of the scenery and the changing scenery as we go from more that coastal side of BC and then head into the Rockies. So you're going through the coastal rainforest, semi-arid desert, and then up into the mountain terrain. And while we're traveling through those different terrains, we're also talking about the history and the stories and everything that from those different places and points that we're passing through. So we're really getting to showcase BC, so British Columbia and Alberta, to its best.
It really is incredible. Remember, you don't sleep on the train either. You stop overnight and stay in hotels. But look at the views you can see. And some of the views that you see, you can only see from the train. There's no other way to get to see them. It's quite an incredible experience. The views are just, you will need your cameras and you know, all your things like this to keep the treasures, because they are literally treasures of a lifetime. The wildlife you see is truly awesome. And you'll come home with memories that you'll stay forever. This particular waterfall here, you can only see it from the train. And what they do is they slow the train down, especially so you can get a picture like that. That looks as though it's slowed down, but if you look, the water's running normally. That's how slow the train went past, so everybody could get the views. I think you're going to really, really enjoy the whole train experience. But remember, the train is just half the holiday. You're also going to go on the Star Princess, and that is also an awesome experience too. These are some of your hosts giving you the commentary. It's not constant commentary, just every now and again. It really is a whole way to do it. This is half of it. The other half, we join Gemma on Princess.
Welcome to the Caribbean Princess, a mid-sized ship with a very interesting fact, because actress Jill Whelan from The Love Boat christened this ship, and that fact alone makes me want to find out more. Why? Because I love The Love Boat. Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned cruiser, we all have tons of questions. So head to guest services or shore excursions. I promise there's somebody always on hand who has the answer. We all know that cruising can work up a bit of a thirst, but here's the problem. There are so many bars to choose from. Everybody has their own favourite spot on a ship. Well, the pools, the hot tubs, the treatments, the sanctuary. Yep, I think I found my spot, the spa. Stellar acts, amazing acoustics and fabulous seats. Who wouldn't enjoy a show in here? I'm at the Crown Grill for some speciality dining, and looking at the decor, it's old-time New York charm throughout. Yes, they do mouth-watering steaks, but don't worry if that's not your thing, because there's seafood, lobster and all sorts of amazing things on the menu as well. There are many different grades of stateroom on board, from an inside to a full suite. Now this one is a deluxe balcony and it's really well appointed. Look at all this wardrobe space. Ooh, I mean, I could even fit all my things in here, and how long the drop is. Just long enough for my evening gown for the formal evening, and enough room for my numerous pairs of shoes. And the best bit, obviously, is the balcony. For me, a holiday is sitting outside and taking in the views and the great outdoors. A cruise is the perfect time to enrich your life. You can take in a lecture, appreciate the art, or borrow a book. Or if you're a little bit more tech savvy, don't worry, you can stay in touch as well. On Princess Cruises, they want you to come back new. And I'll be honest, I feel like I'm coming back new even from this small whistle-stop door. Okay, where's the nightclub? There are several formal dining rooms, the Palm Dining Room being one, with traditional dining at the same time with attentive service. The ship runs age-appropriate activities, so from 3 to 17 years, they've got it covered, which means you've got peace of mind and you can indulge in what you want.
It's wonderful on board, isn't it? I mean, this is what I call a complete holiday. It's a holiday of a lifetime. It really is. You've got the Rocky Mountains and the Alaskan stars. This is going on the 30th of April, but you know what? We can do this right throughout the summer. If that date doesn't suit you, call us and we'll quote you for different dates. It's a 13-night holiday based on Gatwick flights, but we can do other airports as well. We're going to fly you to Calgary, where we're going to transfer you straight away to Banff. When you get to Banff, we're going to put you up in the Caribou Lodge and Spa on a room-only basis. And Banff is one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see in your life. Home of the Winter Olympics a few years back. It's gorgeous. After your overnight in Banff, we're going to join the Rocky Mountaineer first thing in the morning. You're going to have breakfast on board and then lunch and afternoon tea, and you will see some of the most spectacular scenery you'll ever see in your life. Early evening, we're going to get to Kamloops. That's where we take you off the train. We take you to a hotel overnight. We're going to overnight. Early the next morning, we'll pick you up at the hotel in Kamloops, take you back to the train. Then you get on board, and then you get your breakfast, and then your lunch and your afternoon tea on board the train as we go through one of the most stunning countryside ever, and we end up in Vancouver in Canada. When you get to Vancouver, that's where we're going to put you up for 2 nights at the Georgian Court Hotel on a room-only basis in Vancouver. For me, Vancouver is an absolutely incredible city. There's so much to see and do. And to watch the little seaplanes land and take off and the views of the mountains, spectacular. Then we join the Star Princess. This is where full board it starts. Our first port of call, Skagway. It's like going back to the Wild West days. They've got the wooden pavements and Gold Rush. You can pan for gold while you're there. Juneau, the state capital, is our next port of call, and it's unlike any other state capital because there are no roads that lead there, and it's just a wonderful countryside. Ketchikan is our final port of call. Well, this is where you've got to go and see the Lumberjack show while you're here. It's truly incredible. And there's more totem poles in Ketchikan than anywhere else in the US. Pass through the icy stretch and you know, it's incredible back into Vancouver. That's where we're going to meet you and then take you back to the airport and fly you back to the UK. Yep, it's just £1 short of £3,000, but my goodness me, it's the holiday of a lifetime. Memories you will always have. And there is so much included in the price. Listen, my friends, if you want more details, give us a call. We've got the experts here, and this is a holiday you won't want to miss out on.
Well, if you're looking for a holiday to celebrate something important, maybe a big birthday, an anniversary, or even your honeymoon, then go for it, because this is one of those holidays that you are never going to forget. I honeymooned in Canada and I cannot wait to go back. One of the friendliest and most beautiful places I've ever been. I think you're going to love it. Let's have a little sail back through those details. So we are going to be flying you out to Calgary, where we'll transfer you to Banff for 2 nights stay. Banff is just beautiful. We're going to stay at the Caribou Lodge then. The main street is full of lovely shops and restaurants and very friendly people as well. Then from there we're going to be joining the Rocky Mountaineer train. We're going to get on on board, going to travel through the Rockies, then we'll get you off in Kamloops for your one night stay there, return to the train and carry on that journey to Vancouver. Make sure you've got your camera well charged because I'm sure you're going to see some wonderful sights. You've got 2 nights stay in Vancouver at the Georgian Court Hotel. So much to do then, maybe head to Stanley Park or Chinatown. Then from there we'll be transferring you to the Star Princess. We'll sail out from Vancouver through Glacier Bay National Park into Skagway, where the streets are just brimming with history. From Skagway we're off to Juneau, and there's so many amazing things to do here, from glacier walks to whale watching. Then our final port of call will be Ketchikan. Look out for the spectacular totem poles and maybe try a canopy adventure through the treetops in search of wildlife, perhaps looking for a few bears, before we sail you back into Vancouver and fly you back to the UK. And all of that for that wonderful fare there from just £2,999 per person. This is an incredible experience. Above all anything else, get yourself on the phone and on this wonderful holiday. It's 0800 655 6449. Well, we're going to move on to our next itinerary, and this time with our Vision Cruise holiday, we've combined your trip on the Rocky Mountaineer train with a premium modern luxury cruise on board the Celebrity Infinity. But first of all, we're going to take another little look on board the train.
Well, after a night in Kamloops, it's time to rejoin the Rocky Mountaineer as we continue our adventure through the Rockies. Let's go.
What is part to create the menu is pretty much the guest experience, the product we have, what we want to give to our guests in a train is pretty much a unique experience of what is the Canadian cuisine, what is the West Coast cuisine. We will use all of the product as much as we can from British Columbia and from Alberta, showcase all of our beautiful harvest and the wine from our beautiful British Columbia, and of course the meat from Alberta and the vegetables from the Fraser Valley. As you're going to the journey with the train, well, you're going to start, if you're starting from Vancouver, you will see all of the beautiful farm when we get all of the berries. Strawberries are on now. Later on, you're going to have blueberries, you're going to have all of those blackberries. Then you have all of the chicken, you will have all of the salmon, the prawns, spot prawn, you're right on it now. So that's the way, what we try to achieve and we try to give to our guests is what we do at the best is in Canadian cuisine and our products. How we do? Well, it's pretty simple. It's in our kitchen. Well, it's pretty much big as some kitchen we can have in a restaurant in Vancouver. It's well designed. Everybody's got their position. Everybody's got their counter space. You know, you have to be organized. And that's pretty much the key, but otherwise we are a restaurant in a train, and all of our guests can have different multi-choice, between the fish, between the meat, between vegetarian. So that's the experience we offer to our guests, and pretty much you know, it's like a restaurant. We're cooking to order a la carte, like any fine dining room in the world.
Food truly is wonderful. Then there's the other things you can get to do, things like walk on glaciers. I mean, who'd have thought? And then helicopter rides, you get the opportunity to do all that. It's incredible. You're going to love every moment of it. You know, when I first came on board the Rocky Mountaineer, I had some expectations about what the journey would be like. It's really been spectacular. I think you'll really enjoy it. It'll exceed what you expect. But also, if it wasn't a train, it'd be a damn fine restaurant as well. And there's the staff on board. They're so friendly and they can't do enough for you. There's also the extra levels of service they go to. For instance, last night we were checked into the hotel before we got onto the train. And so therefore, when we got to the hotel, we just went straight to our room. Do you know, I used to think the Rocky Mountaineer was a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. But now, you know, once just is not enough. Welcome to what Celebrity Cruises call modern luxury. Well, you may think I'm sitting at my garden, maybe at the patio at home, waiting for someone to call by, but I'm not. I'm on a cruise ship. I'm not any old cruise ship. It's the Celebrity Silhouette, and I'm here on top deck. Yes, this is the Lawn Club. All sorts happens here. They have impromptu concerts. You can play bowls here and all sorts. And of an afternoon, when the sun's out like this, there's no better place to be. Can you imagine the smell of the grass, the smell of the sea air? There's no better place to be. These private cabinas do have a cover charge. but there are other places to chill out and relax as well. The Lawn Club Grill is a great alfresco dining option where you can grill your own food at the table with the help of one of the chefs. Of course, apart from the Lawn Club, there's also the swimming pools if you want a cooling dip, and in weather like this, who wouldn't want to? There's the pools, there's the jacuzzis, there's the sunbeds, which are those luxurious ones which you just sink into. There's even a place to have a bite to eat of lunch out here as well, if you fancy that too. There are so many choices and so many options. No wonder this is 5-star modern luxury. If you fancy a cool, refreshing drink, the pool bar is here. But if you want, there are plenty of waiters to bring drinks to you, as you maybe bubble away in one of the jacuzzis. These comfortable padded sunbeds are just great to relax on. And don't worry, they haven't all been reserved. The pool towel service is complimentary. There is an area on the deck that they use for sail-away parties, which are great fun and outdoor entertainment in the warm summer evenings. There really is an air of space and relaxation across the whole of the top deck, making it an ideal place to relax and let the cares of the day just melt away. The indoor solarium is great in any weathers for a swim or just to relax, once again with the complimentary towel service. The extensive state-of-the-art fitness centre has most of the fitness machines that you could want, along with classes and personal trainers. It's all part of the extensive spa area. Well, here on board, and it's the law of the sea, of course, you've got to go to the buffet, because there's lots of choice, but there are some healthy choices too. And what a choice, from pastas and salads to the more sweet things to tempt you. But with plenty to choose from, you certainly won't go hungry at the Ocean View Cafe. There's an extensive choice of specialty dining, like the Tuscan Grill. This specialises in seafood and steaks, with superb views as you eat. Cuisine is another specialty restaurant, which is quite unique, offering a sharing menu with real tasty food, which you can order from an iPad. This is the main dining room, which offers a 5-course evening meal, and it's included in the price of the holiday. With a 2-storey wine tower, they're bound to have your favourite tipple. It's really fine dining, and once again, with an air of elegance and space. Of an evening, there are plenty of bars to choose from, as well as plenty of retail therapy on offer as well, with all the duty-free shops. There's all the entertainment venues. After you've taken a show at the main theatre, maybe you'll take something else in. As you go around the ship, there are plenty of places to relax and maybe read a book. With the main atrium and its glass lifts, there's even a real tree growing suspended in midair. It's incredible, complete with its tree houses. Now, this is the first passage to the west and that Alaska cruise as well. Now, we're going on the 30th of May. We can do other dates, call us. We'll go separately. We're going to fly you from London out to Canada. We're going to go to Banff. First off, we're going to put you up once again in a lovely hotel, the Caribou Lodge and Spa, on a room-only basis. You can only be an overnight there, really, in Banff, but it's a beautiful place. Early the next morning, we'll collect you, take you down to the train station. Your luggage goes on to the next hotel, and then you go on board. You'll have your breakfast on board as you go through some of the most stunning scenery. You saw it on the train earlier on, didn't you? You know, I mean, it's wonderful. After your day on the train with lunch and afternoon tea, we end up in Kamloops. This is where they take you to your hotel for the night, where your luggage is waiting for you in your room. You overnight there. The next morning, we'll collect you for nice and early at the hotel, take you back to the train. You leave your luggage there. They look after that. And then you get back on the train. You have breakfast, lunch, and afternoon tea. passing the most stunning scenery, and you end up in Vancouver. Once you get to Vancouver, we're going to be putting you up overnight in the Vancouver Georgian Court Hotel, which is lovely. You're going to have a day here to have a look at the Vancouver outlook. It's going to be great. So after 2 days in Vancouver, we're then going to be joining the Celebrity Infinity. And I mean, you've had a flavour of what Celebrity is all about there with me on board. And then we're going to cruise out from Vancouver. Juneau, the state capital, is incredible. And from here, you can go and see all sorts of things like the husky dogs and the little puppies. They're gorgeous. Then we're into Ketchikan. This is the main street. It's like going back in time. It's stunning. We're going to go through the Inside Passage, scenic cruising, and then back into Vancouver. Yeah, it's a price of £3,199, but it's the holiday of a lifetime.
It really is the holiday of a lifetime, and if you're a keen wildlife enthusiast or photographer, you are going to love it. Let's take a little look through those details. So we're going to be flying you out to Banff, where you're going to have your one-night stay at the Caribou Lodge. Definitely head up Sulphur Mountain there and try the hot springs as well. Then we'll be joining the Rocky Mountaineer train. We're going to take you on that beautiful journey through to Kamloops, where you'll have your overnight stay, rejoin the train and carry on to Vancouver. Once you get to Vancouver, you got your 2-night stay at the Georgian Court Hotel. Head to Stanley Park, maybe go to the Capilano Suspension Bridge while you're there. Then we'll transfer you to the Celebrity Infinity. We'll sail out to Icy Strait Point, where you could go whale watching or even on a zip rider. Then through the Hubbard Glacier to Juneau, only accessible by sea and air. The wildlife really does thrive there. Then we're into Ketchikan. You can look out for the spectacular totem poles in this Alaskan protocol, or maybe try a hike up Deer Mountain. Then we're going to be sailing you back into Vancouver and flying you back to the UK, and all of that from fares of £3,199. And while you're in Vancouver, we're even including your pass for the Vancouver Lookout. Some incredible views over the city.
Incredible.
What are you waiting for? Get yourself on one of these wonderful holidays. I'm sure you've got lots of questions. Get on the phone and speak to one of our dedicated team. It's 0800 655 6449. Or for more information, take a little look on the website, visioncruise.co.uk. But from myself and from John, we'll see you next time here on The Cruise Show.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and carry on cruising. See you soon.
You've been watching a commercial presentation on behalf of Vision Cruise.